let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your dish splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back.
I feel like I'm JX.
J-Way.
I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless.
I'm gone.
Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck.
Give me
Into
that.
the trends. See a lead, be the band.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Corner to Copa. It has been a while since we have done a player profile. Kind of got away from that for a little bit, but we back to it. The Tigers, I figured it was only right. The Tigers just recently had a Rule 5 draft, which for those who are not familiar with that, that is where each team has the opportunity to protect as many players, I think as many players as they want to, from the Rule 5 draft after a player has been after a player has so many years of service time in the minor leagues. They are eligible for the Rule 5 draft, and the team has the ability to protect them by putting them on the 40-man roster. Putting them on the 40-man roster, which obviously you got to make room for that. And some guys become casualties, and you don't always have to protect them. Sometimes the player does not get elected in the Rule 5 draft. It keeps you from being able to stockpile. It keeps you from being able to stockpile all your prospects and stashing them in the minor leagues for a long period of time. Like I said, there's a chance that your player will not get picked in that Rule 5 draft because the team that picks them up has to keep them on the 40-man roster for the entire year. Otherwise, they go back. Otherwise, they go back to the team that they were pulled from. So, one of the 5 players that the Tigers elected to protect in the Rule 5 draft is Hao-Yu. And we're going to try out something new. This is a website called the Prospect Savant. It's similar to the Baseball Savant, which if you watch the show, I use that religiously to just display the advanced analytics. But obviously, if you're listening on the audio side, you're not able to see that. So I would suggest that you guys subscribe to the channel, either Corner to Copa or Bleachers to Speakers. We're simulcasting on both channels. But one of the players that we are highlighting today is Hao-Yu. Now, he is 22 years old, and he's an infielder. He was originally drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies, and he was a part of the Jared Lorenzen trade a couple years ago. So this is back when he was only 20 years old. And he was either in single A or double A at the time. So this year he made his way up to triple A and had a pretty good year. He got invited to spring training, and they tried him out at third base. Obviously, the Tigers still to this day have a pretty gaping hole at third base as far as the full-time position. So they tried Hao-Yu there. He had a good year at the plate a couple, 2 years ago. But he had some injuries. I think he got hit in the head by a pitch, so that slowed him down a little bit. But he made his debut at the AAA level and had a solid year. The power numbers kind of dropped down a little bit. As you look at the Savant page, as you can see, because he's only 22 years old, he still has a very high ceiling. He has a 99 percentile as far as the prospect score, and that is due to his age, his potential, and just the amount of time that he's spent in the minor leagues. He's still very young and has a lot of potential. As far as his hit tool, he's a contact hitter that sprays the ball to all fields. He's a versatile defender. He's listed as second and third base, but I think he can play outside of first base. He can play any position on the infield, and he makes some pretty hard contact. He walks at an average rate, And the one thing that I would say that he can stand to do better is pulling the ball in the air. He had a bit of an adjustment, a struggle adjusting to AAA pitching. And like I said, he didn't hit for as much power this year, but pretty athletic guy, good speed. He can run the bases, and um, I think that he is going to going into this year. I think that he's going to be a utility player that can play all over the infield. I think he starts the year in AAA, but I think that he essentially is the predecessor to Andy Ibanez. Obviously, Andy Ibanez played third this past year. He played second base. He also played some first. Similar build as well. Ibanez is a little bit bigger, but not very tall. Um, Ibanez played pretty good first base, but Lee um, is I think he can play shortstop as well, but mostly second and third base. Um, yeah, let's pull up his stats from last year. I think you pretty much get the gist of things. You look at a spray chart. He sprays the ball all over the infield. I mean, all over the outfield, as you can see. But let's pull up his stats from last year. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Oh boy. So last year in Erie, make sure you guys, yeah. So last year in Erie, he only played in 87 games. So a little over half the games that he played in last year. Um, and as you can see, he hit 12 home runs and 56 RBIs. So he almost matched that in half the time last year. So his offense slowed down a little bit. One thing I do see is he walked a little bit more than last year. I want to say that the rate definitely went up. Um, Outside of that, pretty good steal, no, pretty good speed, pretty good stolen base numbers. His average dropped as well. His on base drop, he kind of dropped in every category, including his power. His OPS went from 851 to 748. So to be honest, kind of a disappointing year for him overall. But he said, Sebastian said, I heard Bregman ain't getting what he wants from teams. Should we offer something? Absolutely. I mean, honestly, we offered him the years he wanted. I just think that he didn't last year. I don't think he got the AAV that he wanted from us. So he went to Boston, had a pretty good season. He got injured and was kind of part of the reason why they didn't make the playoffs. So yeah, he's still kind of hanging around, but I think that I think he's a great option all around for us. He definitely would fulfill that third base role. He's a veteran. He's a good locker room. Good clubhouse guy. He's got World Series experience, playoff experience. He played with AJ Hinch and won a World Series with him. Great defense and a good contact hitter. I don't think the power numbers play very well, but I think he's pretty much at this point I think he's pretty much a 20 home run guy. I think, and then he's kind of a Deadpool hitter. So I don't think that he would use the field. I don't think he would use the entire outfield the way you would like from somebody playing in a stadium that large. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, we gave him the amount of years he wanted. He just got the AAV. He had a player option in his contract, and he ended up opting out. So I don't know what he wants. He if he if he wants to come here, I think the opportunity is to come here. I don't want us to terribly overpay, but he's a pretty durable player. He's, on the wrong side of 30, but he had a very good year this past year. So to answer your question, in the middle of Hao-Yu Lee's player profile, yes, I think that we should make a bid at him if it's reasonable. But yeah, overall, they obviously like what they saw from Hao-Yu Lee, despite the fact that he had a down year to protect him. And I think that he's going to get an opportunity. He's obviously going to be in spring training, and he's going to get an opportunity to make the team out of camp. He's going to be competing with Sweeney. He's going to be competing with Zach McKinstry, Colt Keith. I mean, I think Colt Keith's got the outside shot over him, but and the other thing is that with Gleyber Torres coming back, that does eliminate an opportunity for him to make the team out of camp. So that's that. Kevin McGonigal is not on the 40-man roster right now, but I think a lot of people want to see him make the team outside of camp, and whoever we bring in, whether it's a Bregman or a Boba still out there, Eugenio Suarez is another guy that could be in the mix as well at third base. So he's only 22 years old. I think he's still got some good upside. He's versatile, which they like. They like the fact that he can play a couple different positions, and I think that he can be the eventual predecessor to Baez down the road, to a Sweeney, guys of that nature. So somebody to keep an eye on. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. We have a couple more guys. I'm gonna do a boatload, especially if you guys like it and I get some good feedback on it. We got a boatload of player profiles coming up, and we got a couple other guys that we protected in the Rule 5 draft. So I'm definitely gonna do profiles for them. So please subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate any feedback that you guys have regarding players that you want to see profiled, or just any general opinions you have about the Tigers and who we should go after and things of that nature. So stay tuned. We'll be back real soon. Me and Coach should have another show, another full-length show. We got some signings. We got some signings that have happened since the last time we did a live show, such as Jansen, and we traded Lee as well. So stay tuned. We got a lot more coming up. It's your boy Foster Child. I'm out.
Get your lick back. If a nugget on you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay